This is a Saturday Morning TVLog from Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Welcome to another Saturday Morning TV Log, and this time around it's Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch, brought to us by Hanna-Barbera. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm Noel, the Big D to you. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So this week's Saturday Morning TV Log is probably one of the most funniest shows of the 70s, but there's been many funny shows of the 70s, but only this has fun vehicles. Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch. The show was a fun-filled animated series that had only vehicles and what have you, long before Disney and Pixar brought us into the world of Cars in 2006. The show originally premiered on NBC in September of 1974. Every episode was directed by Charles A. Nichols. With an ensemble voice cast consisting of Frank Welker, Judy Strangis, Don Masick, Paul Winchell, and Lenny Weinrib, the show follows an anthropomorphic car named Wheelie and a troublemaking motorcycle gang called the Chopper Bunch. Iwo Takamoto was the producer, and of course, Mr. Hanna and Mr. Barbera were, of course, executive producers. There was also an accompanying comic book series with contributions from artists Joe Stan and John Byrne, which debuted in May of the following year. Although he quit while finishing his second issue as he was unsatisfied with his creative control and felt he was overcompensated for his work. Other artists completed the series, which told 7 comic books. The series was commonly grouped together with the studio Speed Buggy, which came out the previous year, and later series Wonder Wheels, which was featured on the Skatebirds in 1977, due to the similarities implying characters. Reception-wise, several critics reacted negatively to the violence and portrayal of the motorcycles in the series. Excuse me, everyone. Prompting viewers to write letters to NBC in hopes that the show would be pulled off the air. Well, that didn't quite happen really in ways, as the show had 13 episodes produced and aired for one season. Anyway, the series takes place in a world of anthropomorphic vehicles and centers on Wheelie, his girlfriend, Rhoda Ree, and a motorcycle gang known as the Chopper Bunch, which of course I mentioned. A writer for Cycle World described the premise of this. Wheelie, a car, is the hero, and the villains are a bunch of choppers who do everything dirty to get Wheelie the clean all-American car. Nearly every episode of the series focused on the Chopper Bunch attempting to outsmart Wheelie, despite their continual failed attempts. Although they don't quite do it like how we see other characters do to catch things, like Wile E. Coyote does to catch the Roadrunner. Well, the show negatively depicted motorcycles and motorcyclists, and the Chopper Bunch typically receive consequences for their actions, which sometimes involve the police, of course. Now, of course, Frank Welker, provided Wheelie because he's a red racing stunt car resembling a Volkswagen Beetle, like Herbie the Love Bug. Depicted as heroic with human-like capabilities, Wheelie often finds himself having to contend with the Chopper Bunch. Now, only Wheelie can communicate in car horn beeps and honks that the others can understand, and also in words and symbols that flash on his windshield, including charge, as they are accompanied by a bugle call and group shout whenever he is aroused or angered. Wheelie is also equipped with mechanical hands that can produce any item he needs from his truck. He also gives a loud horn blast, which really scares the Chopper Bunch. Rhoda Ree is voiced by Judy Strangis, who the previous year, voiced Steffi in the studio's Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kids. Of course, she appeared in numerous other things before this, and let's see. But she would lend her voice to some other Hanna-Barbera shows, and and also played half a sin Mary Croft's Electra Woman and Diana Girl a couple of years later. Frank Welker also voices Chopper, the leader of the Chopper Bunch, the primary antagonist. He's jealous of Wheelie and wants only to get rid of him, or at least make his life miserable, and to steal Rotary for himself. Now, I should say Rotary is, I forgot to mention, is Wheelie's devoted girlfriend, who is frequently subjected to the unwanted affections of Chopper. As for the rest of the Chopper Bunch, Revs, voiced by Paul Winchell, who recently voiced Dick Dastardly in The Wacky Races and several other shows from Hanna-Barbera, and also well known as the original voice of Tigger from Winnie the Pooh, is Revs, and he always talks in spoonerisms. Winchell's performance was very similar to that of the original Scrubbin' Bubbles TV commercials from the previous year. Next is the tallest of the group, but as the lowest of the group, High Riser, voiced by Lane Weinrib, who the previous year voiced in Chi Private Eye. He's also going to voice most of the villains in Commissioner Gordon and Filmation's The New Adventures of Batman, as well as the original voice of Scrappy Doo. But also he recently voiced Chet Boyle in Hanna-Barbera's Wait Till Your Father Gets Home. And finally, there's Scrambles, voiced by Don Masick, who of course was best known for voicing Scooby-Doo originally. A mini bike and is also the smallest and slowest member of the gang. He's also the one who constantly advises against most of the bunch's schemes, but Chopper never listens to him until after the fact, at which point Scramble endlessly shouts, "I told you! I told you! I told you!" But at many times it's like, "Oh, go clog your carburetor!" Or it's like, "Muffle it!" Plus a lot of other things. Now then, of course, we also have the police characters. Paul Winchell voices Captain Tough, a hardened, no-nonsense police cruiser, and Don Masick voices Deputy Fishtail, a police motorcycle, an eager rookie obsessed with Captain the Chopper Bunch, but whose attempts usually wind up ensnaring Captain Tough instead. In some of their episodes, they do use a silly little logo similar to what was used in the Jack Webb series, like Dragnet and Adam 12. Well, for their logo, of course. Let's see. Masick and Weinrib also provide voices for several other minor characters of the show. Anyway, let me see. Now, other writers contributed to the series, including Lars Byrne, Len Jansen, Chuck Minville, Robert Ogle, and Dalton Sandiford. Of course, I know Jansen and Minville, of course, had recently lent their work to Speed Buggy as well. Hoyt Curran, of course, did the official theme song along with Hanna-Barbera as well. He also served as the series' music composer. Now, like other series Hanna-Barbera produced in the 70s, the show contained a laugh track created by the studio. Now, the show started out in 1974 on September 7th and ran until November 30th. And before being canceled, it continued to air regularly in reruns until August of 1975. Now, each episode of Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch has 3 segments, bringing it to a total of 39 segments overall. During its original time slot, it was rivaled by the Bugs Bunny show on ABC and repeats of Scooby-Doo Where Are You on CBS. It also aired immediately following reruns of the anime adaptation of The Addams Family the previous year, which came out the previous year, my mistake, and right before Emergency Plus 4, which also premiered the previous year. After that, it was syndicated. It was replayed on several television networks after its cancellation. USA aired the show from 1989 to 1991 on their Cartoon Express block, and then later on Cartoon Network and Boomerang followed. Now, the first episode featuring the shorts Double Cross Country, The Infiltrator, and The Stunt Show were featured on the first volume of Saturday Morning Cartoons 1970s from Warner Brothers. Later on, they released the complete series on DVD through the Warner Archive, which I don't have, but I've seen every episode of Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch. I think it's absolutely, really, really funny and what have you. And but I'm gonna say, if this had existed, even, well, along with Speed Buggy and later Wonder Wheels, then I'd say we would. Then maybe that would have given Disney and Pixar inspiration to do Cars. Maybe not. Oh well. But anyway, yeah, you don't really think it's funny and what have you. But anyway, during its run, it just got dissed and what have you. But hey, I don't mind what they say. So, well, just those early reviews were just being ignorant. But I should say, if they try getting ideas, like if your kid's getting ideas of what have you like the Chopper Bunch, well, I'd say don't encourage them, okay? Enough said. Here, let me give you a good look at all the characters, including Rotary herself. So here's an actual shot of our main characters. There's Wheelie up there, and there's Rotary, and here's the Chopper Bunch from where where my fingers point. Sorry, I have Chopper, High Riser, Revs, and Scrambles. Now you see what they look like if you haven't seen the show yet. I can't really find much on the supporting ones, even the police ones, so you're gonna have to watch the series to see that. Anyway, I think you'll really like Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch if you've never actually seen it. This is one show I would highly recommend, and you'll get a real good laugh out of it as well. So anyway, what did you think of Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch? Have you ever seen the show before? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And stay tuned, tonight I'll be giving to you a spoiler-free review of Creed 3. So I do hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, check out some of these other shows from that actually came out in 1974. In the upper left-hand corner is the Saturday Morning TVLog I did for another show that Hanna-Barbera did in 74, and that was Valley of the Dinosaurs. In the upper right-hand corner is the Saturday Morning TVLog I did on Speed Buggy not so long ago, last month, which I decided to go ahead. I'll give you 174, one from the previous year. You know what I mean. I'm sorry, I made a mistake, but it's okay. Or if you would like something later on, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see last week's Saturday Morning TVLog in Laverne and Shirley in the Army, which really did well than I had anticipated. Thank you. It already reached 120 views. Very impressive. And the bottom right hand corner is a button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., as well as the Saturday Morning TVLog. Then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching, and next week's Saturday Morning TVLog is Dragon's Lair. So until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.